Pisces, Pisces gang, Pisces nation. Welcome back to Neptune's Reign Tarot. Ashley, for those of you who are new here and joining us for the first time, welcome to your Pisces bonus channel. Today I am back to do a monthly reading for you guys for the month of April and to just give you a breakdown of the astrology for the month for you guys so you can get some sort of direction and guidance on how to navigate the energies coming up for you in the month of April, which is set to be a very, very powerful month for us as individuals and us as a collective. Okay, so if you are new here, please do not forget to like, comment and subscribe and check out all my other videos for the Pisces Nation. If you are interested in general astrology and tarot readings, then you can follow my main channel, Cosmic Wisdom Podcast, where I bring you regular lunation updates, tarot readings and some little gems as and when I have time around how you can be your best spiritual self. So let's get into this reading. First of all, the astrology for the month. So the sun officially leaves the sign of Pisces on the 20th of March. So this is in 3 days. I'm recording this on the 17th of March. Some of you may be extremely happy that this is happening, and others of you may be just very happy that you had a chance to really focus on yourself for the month of March. For some of us, it feels very refreshing to have some new energy coming in, because Pisces energy can be quite draining, quite overwhelming. It can make you very sensitive, and it has also made me in particular extremely tired. So just feeling like I want to sleep more. My dreams have been really, really intense and been like nearly every day. So if you have been experiencing that, you may be thankful that the sun is finally moving out of Pisces and into the bold and courageous sign of Aries. So as Aries moves into your second house, if you're Pisces rising, if you're not, you need to look on your chart to see where Aries is on the cusp. But as Aries moves into your second house of values, of finances, of your pleasures, the sun is going to allow you to acknowledge and illuminate those areas of focus in your life. So you could be having a little conversation with yourself about what you may value, what you no longer value, and how you can make some changes in your environment to accommodate any new values you're now recognizing that you have. You can also be looking at ways in which you can find more pleasurable things to do, or a more pleasurable job, or a more pleasurable relationship. You could be making changes in that front on how to collaborate better with other people, so you can get your needs met, or so you can find ways to meet your needs independently as well. You have Mercury currently in your sign until the 27th of April. It will then move into Aries. So whilst it's currently in your sign, you still have the ability to tap into the creative flow of energy that's available to us. However, we must bear in mind that Mercury is in its full in the sign of Pisces. So you can be feeling quite foggy-headed, confused. You could also find yourself being frustrated because you may be feeling less inclined to take action on the things that you want to do. It all depends on your energy and drive during this period of time. I, in particular, have been feeling extremely exhausted over the last couple of weeks, but as the sun is moving into Aries in the next couple of days, I have been feeling this more upbeat, uplifting energy. So I've been using that energy to tap into Mercury in Pisces and be more creative. So you could be looking forward to that energy coming up for you in the next couple of days as well. You could also be finding ways to process anything that requires your intellectual effort or your resources, and you can also be very focused on your spirituality, and also closing out any chapters in your life that you feel like you need to leave in the past. So any old relationships, any old friendships, any old careers, you could be thinking about changing careers. Anything that you feel like is kind of like finished now and needs to be put to rest, you could be using Mercury in Pisces energy to do that, to finalize that. We also have a focus on your finances and any debt management and any contracts and any relationships. As Mercury starts to move into the sign of Aries, you will now be taking some sort of action towards those areas of your life and maybe starting something new. Okay, so a new project, or maybe even a new relationship. For some of you, you might meet some new friends or make some new connections, as Mercury in Aries will allow you to initiate, you put yourself in a position to make these changes. Okay, you also have Venus moving into your sign on the 5th of April, and you have Mars joining Venus in Pisces on the 15th. So there's a good opportunity here for you to again initiate, to go after the things that you desire, go after the things that you want, and be creative in the way that you do that, and be mutable. One of the key words for you in the month of April is being duality, being mutable, being versatile, being adaptable, and you know that terrain very well because that is your sign. So you could be finding ways to implement that more in your environment, in the way that you deal with yourself, in the way that you deal with others, and in the way that you see the world as well. This is a very potent energy because by that point you will have Jupiter, Neptune, Venus and Mars all in your first house, or in the house that Pisces rules in your chart. So there's going to be a lot of effort and lots of energy and focus on that particular house. If you're Pisces rising, it will be your first house, so you could be looking at your relationships with Venus there, the things that bring you pleasure, like I've discussed, the things that you value, your finances, how you can make more money. Maybe you can make more money being more creative or going on your own path. With Mars in Pisces as well, you might be feeling less inclined to do stuff. You might be feeling like your vitality is affected in some shape or form, and it will be definitely be dependent on your mood, because Pisces is a very sensitive and emotional sign. So if you are keeping your mood in check, you're not allowing yourself to be swayed by the things happening around you, and you're finding a good outlet for your emotional body, then you should be fine. But if not, you might be feeling like you're down in the dumps, you could be feeling like you're depressed, or you could be feeling like you just want to feel a bit numb. So you might be looking at ways in which you can make yourself feel numb. So maybe drinking or using substances. So please be mindful of that energy, because the overwhelmingness of Pisces energy can make you want to escape those feelings, escape those emotions, and can result in fatalities or overdoing or overindulging in something as well, especially because Jupiter and Neptune are there. And then we have Jupiter and Neptune conjunct on the 12th of April at 23 degrees. So it's about change in maybe the way you see the world, or the way you see yourself, or the way you see others. I feel like for Pisces, there's this melting away or stripping away of this victim mentality, realizing that you don't have to be victimized by others or be victimized by circumstances you find yourself in, kind of finding a way to empower yourself to move on and let go of things that don't serve you anymore. I know Pisces find it very difficult to do that in their environments, or to do that with people. But I think with this sun in Aries during the month of April, you could be feeling really confident in yourself and in the decisions that you are able to make, that will help you get rid of anything that is kind of like hindering you or stopping you from growing. We also have the fact that Jupiter and Neptune can be an extremely abundant time or an extremely confusing time for you, because Jupiter will expand the kind of illusion or the confusion, the deception, the victimization that the Pisces energy can carry. So you need to be mindful of that in your environment and in your relationships with people, or even in your career, where you're allowing people to take advantage of you, and where you can, like I said, find a way to empower yourself and make decisions or changes that are in favor of your highest interest, and not just allow yourself to be treated like a doormat in some shape or form. Okay, so some of you can definitely be feeling this energy, like you're going to make some changes, you're going to insert some boundaries, you're going to put your foot down, and that's going to help you in the month of April achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve and get your needs met appropriately. You also have the 1st of April, there's a new moon in your 2nd house of values. On the 16th, you have a full moon in Libra in your 8th house of transformation and death and rebirth and change. And on the 30th, you have an eclipse in the sign of Taurus, so a full moon being eclipsed by the North Node in the sign of Taurus, in your 3rd house of communications, of contracts, of siblings, of local travel. So those are some dates for you to be mindful of. And like I said, you can follow me on my main channel, so you get a notification every single time I post a lunation update every month for the collective. All right, Pisces, I hope that wasn't too much for you to digest. If it was, you might want to take a split second to pause while I sip some tea. And we get into your monthly tarot reading for April. So I definitely felt like for you Pisces, you could be working on some independence, like trying to be more independent, trying to be less codependent on others or other people's behavior, or trying to be less impacted by the things that people do. Like I said, stepping away from that victim mentality this month of April. Now, you also have Mercury moving into the sign of Taurus on the 11th of April. So this will be in your 3rd house. Okay, so there could definitely be a lot of talk within yourself or with others about what you value, or you could be like learning about what you value, or doing something that you value, like maybe starting a new course on something that you think will be valuable to you in the long run. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Angels, guides, and spirits, what do we have for Pisces, the month of April? It feels like a lot of you are working through any barriers and obstacles you have in terms to how you interact with others in terms of romance, romantically. So that could be of significance this month. And like I said, you could be closing out any old chapters. Angels, guides, and spirits, what do we want to tell Pisces for the month of April? For some of you, you definitely need to be focused on your health, like finding a healthy outlet. Whether that be walking, gym, or having a better diet, you need to be aware of this. Okay, Pisces. For some of you, you're definitely still in a period of healing, okay? This feels like some sort of disappointment. We've got Ace of Pentacles in reverse, we've got the Star card upright, and we have Three of Cups in reverse. There was something that you guys were believing that you was going to be victorious in, or something that was in your environment that you thought was going to be successful. But it feels like there's some disappointment about that. Maybe things didn't go according to plan. And it's kind of like you don't or didn't see value in this situation, or there was something that was hidden from you. You didn't see that what you thought was going to be victorious wasn't valuable for you, wasn't going to add any value to your life. And it feels like you're healing through this, okay? Because we have Guardian of Pentacles here. So there's something that you guys have. See if you have an ability, or you have stability, or you have finances that you need to protect, okay? It feels like a little bit like, Pisces, you need to protect your heart when it comes to dealing with other people. Maybe you're a bit too open, a bit too accommodating, a bit too naive when it comes to your involvement with others. It could be with friends, like maybe you end up drawing in people who don't have good intentions, like bad friends, or like jealous friends, or haters as they like to call them. Maybe you draw in like enemies, which is interesting because Pisces rules the 12th house, is where hidden enemies lie, okay? So Pisces tend to have an inability to see when they have enemies around them, and that's why they end up being so victimized, because they don't see it when it's happening, and then when they are finally aware that it was happening, they feel like a victim because they didn't know, or they wasn't paying attention, okay? There was like signs or like information that maybe didn't come to you quick enough because you wasn't ready to hear it or to see it. The Guardian of Swords here, so the Ace of Swords is again not being able to see something, not seeing the truth in something. And Pisces, it feels like there were some things in the past. This feels like you guys, okay, this feels like in the past you may have abandoned multiple things that you may have started. This is a random, off the tangent message for someone, but there's like a tendency that you have to start things and then become too focused on one thing. Like you're not able to, it doesn't feel like you're able to multitask effectively or to give your energy to things effectively. There may be something from your past that you focus on way too much that actually doesn't need as much attention as you give it, because there's other things that you need to pay attention to. So this can be past situations. Like let's say, for example, you have a history of codependent negative relationships, or people cheat on you or they take advantage of you. You could be focusing on that, but there's something deeper that you need to be aware of from the past. Maybe it's something that's happened from childhood, or maybe it's something that's happened with like let's say you always are taken advantage of at work. Maybe it's deeper than that. Maybe there's a a kind of behavior from your childhood. Maybe you always were expected to help around the house, and now as an adult, when you get to work, you're always the person that's expected to help out. This is the kind of energy that I'm seeing. It's like a recurring cycle, something that happens from the past that keeps happening, and it's like understanding this is what's going to help you heal. Okay, in the month of April, I feel like you're more bold and courageous to facing the truth in certain matters, because you know that you need to, it feels like you know that you need to mature. You know that you need to take a mature approach to life and to others. You can't be so blasé and naive and think that everyone has your best interest. It's like you kind of have to use your intuition and your spirituality and your faith in the universe to help you align with people and opportunities that actually are for you, and not be blindsided. Okay, Pisces. And that's one of the things that's very significant with the Jupiter and Neptune conjunction. Whilst the fog is not going to clear, whilst the confusion is not going to clear, you have to learn to use your intuition and your faith in the universe to guide you through that. Like when we can't see in foggy conditions, what do we use to guide us? That's the kind of thought process you want to use. We use our senses, we use our sight, and we only see as far as we can see, depending on the depth of the fog. But there's a trust and a knowing in the direction that we're going, that eventually we're going to be able to see past the fog. So that's the kind of approach, Pisces, that you could be taking in the month of April, leading by faith, not by sight, is what I'm hearing. Angels, guides, and spirits, can we clarify the Ace of Pentacles in reverse? Okay. Okay. Clarifying the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, we have the Page of Swords in reverse also. So there was something, like I said, there was something that you were probably enthusiastic about, probably passionate about, probably thought would be the best for you. You thought it was a good thing. And it turns out it's not a good thing. It wasn't going to add any value to your life. And there's a sense of naivety here, okay? Feeling hard done by because you wasn't able to perceive something clearly. Be mature about what you were seeing happening in the situation. Because we have and like I said, the disappointment is here as well, because we have the Three of Swords clarifying the Star card, the healing card. So there's definitely a sense of heartbreak here, of betrayal and possible denial of that betrayal, and how deep that betrayal feels, or how deep it was. But it's almost like, Pisces, you have to face it. You have to face the truth in the matter so you can really purge this energy, so you can really heal yourself, because this was causing a lot of conflict for some of you. Some of you were very conflicted by whatever disappointment you could feel, or whatever disappointment was happening, or you could see. And it feels like some of you are fighting the disappointment itself, like trying not to feel disappointed, trying not to see the truth in the matter. It's like trying to, you know, like there's been so many signs or so many red flags or so many things coming up for you, and you're kind of like, no, I don't want to believe that is true. This is what I'm seeing. We have the Guardian of Pentacles with the Hermit in reverse. So like I said, some of you feel like you need to guard or protect yourself, but given the narrative of all this energy here, it feels like you don't see the blessing in the isolation period that you need to go through. Okay, some of you could be like scarred, you know, very wounded, and you have to have a period where you can heal these wounds on your own, to face them on your own. All right, with the Guardian of Swords in reverse and the King of Swords upright, you do something. You are prepared to find the truth. You are prepared to finally have the truth revealed to you. This is what Spirit is telling me. Oh, I'm getting chills. Yeah. You're finally ready to have the truth revealed to you, because it's like you don't want to repeat this kind of energy, this feeling victimized, this feeling deceived, this feeling lied to, betrayed, cheated on, juggled. You don't like that feeling. Nobody likes that feeling, but for you it really affects your self-worth, affects how you see yourself. And it's like, I'm ready to finally cut out this energy. I'm ready to take action and move beyond this energy. We have the Six of Cups here, clarified by the Seven of Cups. So again, it's this confusion of, I think sometimes you guys, like I said before, you're doing too many things, or too many things are being presented to you. You don't know how to multitask, or you don't know how to decide what is good for you, what isn't good for you. And you can get very tempted. This is what I'm seeing here. There's a lot of temptation, especially when it comes to things from the past. So it could be people from the past, or situations from the past, or like past habits, past behaviors, but you get very tempted by these past things, and you kind of see them as like it's almost as if they dress themselves up as new shiny things. And then when you finally, you know, let's say you grab it or you purchase it, and then you realize, oh, it's the same. It's like buying a new iPhone every year and realizing that it's the same iPhone, it's just got a new software update. That's what it feels like. It's like not much has changed. It's the same old thing, and now I'm stuck here with the same old thing. And it feels like these two randomly came out. There's a lack of balance between how much value you place on yourself and how much you allow other people to decide what your value is. Okay? Interesting. Angels, guides and spirits, how can Pisces work on this energy? How can they clear out this energy? I heard by being alone. By being alone, you can clear out this energy. By not being dependent on other people, by not looking to others for happiness, you can be victorious. This just jumped out as well. You can be victorious. And for some of you, be victorious in love for self, but in actual romantic relationships. Some of you could actually run into a divine partnership, find your divine counterpart, find your soulmate. You can finally be victorious in that once you work through that energy, okay? Because all those feelings of being victimized, or being lied to, being betrayed, being betrayed can create blockages in your heart. And I felt very strongly that the heart chakra is of significant focus for you in the month of April, maybe even for the next year, okay? The next astrological year. So from April to April, you could be focused on the heart chakra and your solar plexus, your ability to manifest and your ability to feel, okay? What is holding Pisces back? Or what could hold Pisces back in the month of April, Spirit? They got some real good questions for you guys, because I don't usually get these questions. Angels, guides and spirits, what could be holding Pisces back in the month of April? Not being willing to change, not being willing to transform, not being willing to let things go. Pisces, I spoke about this in the very beginning. If you do not allow things to follow the natural cycle of birth and then death and then rebirth, then that's going to be very challenging for you. It's going to cause you a lot more pain and suffering, okay? Spirit wants you to use the wisdom that you've attained in these dark moments, okay? If there's anything that has been happening that has made you feel really low or depressed or exhausted or fed up or just like victimized or deceived, then you need to use the wisdom that you would have learned from those situations in any upcoming situations, because they're going to help you. They're going to remind you of why it's important to allow things that no longer work for you to fall away, okay? Problem here in April for Pisces? What is the problem? Being too focused on romance, being too focused on love. This has been a very strong theme again. Here we go. 2 cards of like transformation and leaving things in the past. Not being able to let go, Pisces. Seems to be very, very, very hard for you to let go. If you're hearing this message, it's very hard for you to let go of things from the past, of people from the past, of past habits, past behaviors. You don't find comfort in going on a new path, starting a new journey. It's like you're fearful of doing that. You're fearful because you don't know what lies ahead of you, okay? You like to see the bigger picture before you participate in the smaller details, and that's never how you're going to succeed, because you have to see the bigger picture first. That's never how you're going to succeed, because you need to have faith in the smaller details. Okay, what is in the heart space for Pisces, the month of April? What is in the heart space? Balance, temperance. I feel like for some of you, you may have an actual temper, okay? And very important, because Aries energy can make you very frustrated, very angry, assertive, over expressive. It can also make you have this tendency to have a tantrum or lash out. So some of you may need to be well aware of that kind of behavior that you have and learn how to be a bit more mature. With this woman here, she's a very mature energy. And also being mindful of how much you pour into other people's cups. Okay, how much energy and effort you give to other people. Don't be pouring into empty cups, okay? You can't be the person pouring into empty cups and not getting anything back. What is the outcome for Pisces for the month of April, please. Okay, what is in the... what is the outcome for the month of April, please? I heard not to be focused on the outcome. So for the month of April, the outcome is not to be focused on the outcome. Maybe there's something else you need to focus on, like not completing something or ending, like, I mean, not ending. That's not what I mean. Like, there's something that you need to end here for sure, Pisces, and it gives me a gist of, it gives me an inclination that it's to do with love, it's to do with romance, it's to do with the way you perceive relationships, the way you connect with people in relationships, the way you pick partners as well. But in this particular month, is saying not to be focused on the outcome, not to be so fixated on the outcome of a relationship, or not to be so fixated on the outcome of relationships, like maybe managing your expectations, okay? Because when you don't do that, you end up in reverse, the Queen of Cups. You end up not using your intuition. You end up, again, being victimized or being used and abused in some shape or form. Okay, Pisces, so that is your reading for the month of April. I hope this has been helpful. If it has, please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, and do circle back here at the end of April so you can come back and see with whether anything I said in this reading came into fruition for you. But also remember that these readings are timeless, so whenever you see them, they may be applicable for you, and as they are a general reading, they may not apply to everybody. So that is your reading for April, guys. I wish you all the best. I hope you have an amazing end to March and an amazing April. We will be back very soon to discuss the next month of May, which I'm very excited about as well. So until then, stay safe and we will speak very soon.